What do you feel like that keep hanging in there?
I mean, they're a young team, but a team that you can see their potential. You can see how they can win some games this year because they just keep coming at you. They got second chance points in the first half, and that was will and toughness and grit. Second half, they just kept attacking the basket, and if you foul them, it gives them the chance to set their defense. But I thought our guys adjusted to their style of play. We got better at our shift defense. We stayed in front of the ball a little bit better, made it tough on them at the basket. And then offensively, 29 assists. Chris had 15. Book had 30, but a number of guys contributed. I thought Mikal's slashing tonight, again, was a huge plus for us. And then the bench points. Jock has 16, and we had a number of guys contribute off the bench that allowed for us to have a bit more balance than we're typical or used to having. But I thought just staying the course against the team that just keeps attacking, whether it's off the dribble or the slashing or their ability to just come up with a 50-50 ball or an offensive rebound, that can be deflating. But I thought our guys emotionally handled it tonight.
How do you see Cam going into that starting role? What it looks like now? He's not pressing. He's finding shots.
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes a minute to become a night in, night out starter, but I think his acclimation will hopefully get smoother over time. It's still hard to say. It's a work in progress for sure, but he started before, but he hasn't been the night in, night out starter from the jump where people are game planning for him at the start of the game. And so I think those guys are used to playing with each other, but I think over time, we may learn some things about that lineup. I think defensively is where he has improved. His ability to stay in front of the ball, his weak side defense for sure has gotten better. At the beginning of last year, that was a huge concern for us, watching him on the weak side as most young guys struggle. But I think it's an environment that will allow us to grow. And then we're starting to settle into a rotation pattern of he and Chris coming out and then coming back in. Maybe that can be something that we can hold on to for the season, but we'll have to see.
Monty, I'm not sure what the numbers say, but it feels like Mikal has been a bigger weapon for you guys in those short roles while setting screen.
Yeah.
Like from that look with him, particularly when you use it in the fourth.
I mean, I think you learn from the great teams in the league and historic, right? That's something that Golden State has done for years. It's just been Draymond in that. But we feel like Mikal, with his shooting ability, he can stop and pop. He can throw the lob like he did to Biz, and he can finish. And I was talking to him about, being able to play in that environment, but also being able to make the reads and understand, quickly what the defense is doing and then make a quick play. It's just another thing that we feel like we can grow, that we didn't have in last year. And that, is on me for not taking the risk to do it. Now we're taking more swings, more bites at the apple as it relates to giving he and Cam the ball, Landry the ball, and allowing those guys to make plays to try to give us a bit more balance.
Devin obviously turned 26 today.
Yeah.
And you said the other day that you thought he was one of the best all-around players in the NBA. Do you think, I know guys always get better to some degree, but do you think we're seeing peak Devin Booker, like right now, we'll look back and these are the kind of, he scored 30 tonight and nobody's even doing it.
It's hard to say. I mean, I think guys like Book, because they do it so consistently, you kind of take it for granted. It's hard to say whether or not he's only 26. There's certainly levels for guys to get better at. They may not add, a left hand or anything like that, but there's certain environments that you can put them in to allow for, him to take another step. But again, I think he'll be measured on his ability to free up other guys. because he does draw two guys every night. And I think that allows for Cam and Mikal on the backside to play more freely. And I don't think the elite guys get enough credit for that. You know, they may not add some facet to the game that they worked on in the summertime, but they may add a value to other people around them. I think that's what made Steve Nash and makes Chris so valuable, because they just made everybody else around them so good. And I think Book is in that class.
You guys took a lot of threes tonight to make it sound, but I think you shot 75%, which you like and dislike about the balance.
Well, I mean, I think, again, you just take what the defense gives you. I don't think our threes were forced. You know, it wasn't like we were taking 4 or 5 dribbles and jacking up threes. They were out of their team helping. Houston was helping in the paint. We were getting shots on the backside. Those are the kinds of threes you want after you've run a bit of offense. Again, I'm probably in the minority in the league when it comes to twos, but I like them just because we have guys that can make them, and they allow for us to set our defense.
Well, you guys got probably on the boards for a lot tonight, and so the team like the Rockets are second best every other team in the league, and 4 offensive second chance points and 10. So what exactly changed in the fourth quarter to stop?
We just got in their way. We didn't have time to practice or anything like that to figure out how to box out. It's just a matter of guys doing it. In the first half, that's how they, stayed close, their second chance points. In the second half, our guys had more attention to it. They're number one. It's early, but they're number one in that category. And you can see why. They send 3 guys like every time. And our first shot defense was pretty good. We just couldn't come up with the ball. Sometimes it's a bad bounce. Sometimes it's just a big, strong, physical guy. I mean, Jayshawn Tate and Martin Jr., those guys are thick and forceful. And Şengün is a big kid too. So we had a tough time keeping them off the glass.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.